Hello everybody, I am Technovoid, your host, and clock somehow right 3 times a day, and with me is your favorite Pokemon analyst, Hamster Wings. We are back today with TDD Season 6, Week 5.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I see so many birds on my screen right
There
now.
are a couple of birds. There's also Comfey, which could be a bird, maybe, if you think about it.
I don't know how, but
I don't
yeah.
know, but maybe it does fly, which is a thing. Anyways, today we got one Sunday ball match for you and one timer ball match for you. So let's start with Q-Roll versus Whiskey Tattoo. Tell me what's going on.
So, just I don't see any particular way this goes just off like team preview.
Okay.
Right? I don't see anyone winning or losing like either way off team preview.
Mm-hmm. You think it's pretty evenly matched? Just two very different strategies here.
Yeah, it just kind of determines. It kind of just depends on like what comes out, what order things are played in,
Mm-hmm.
what sets things are running.
Yeah. In terms
Which,
of
I mean, is always how it goes.
yeah,
but,
for sure.
You know.
In terms of speed control, I think Whiskey does have some flexibility. He, with Comfey has access to both Tailwind and TR. You do have some, relatively slow things, and then something like Deoxys can always use priority if it needs to. Whereas on Cural's side, you, especially with like the Murkrow, the Aerodactyl, the Iron Bundle, you are kind of forced into that very fast play style, I think.
Mhm.
So there's that to note.
With the foil of of course Iron Hands.
Iron Hands, sure. No, if TR does go up, there is the answer of Iron Hands, but the point is I don't like Curl is not in a situation where he is setting it up to start. Like
Yeah.
that would only be in response to Comfy, probably.
Yep.
Okay. So shall we just start then?
Sure.
Okie doke. Let's get into it. So we have this lead here. We got what is it? Coco Staraptor? No, okay, Coco Hand. So immediately getting that Quark Drive boost, which is really nice, and we're leading here with Galv. Galv, honestly, a very solid lead generally.
Kind of looks almost like double support lead, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
And the double target into Comfy, whatever Comfy was doing, is not happening.
Yeah, did not use a healing move as it never had a chance to flinch.
Yeah, and I think basically what was happening there is that was probably a TR into Volt Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that for
Tailwind.
yeah, I don't know that for a fact, but I think that's generally a very solid lead because the Volt Switch lets you switch out immediately into whatever speed control you've set up. But unfortunately, it does
Yeah.
not quite work here. But now we have honestly the tried and true the fake out follow me support right next to this absolute monster of a Pokemon.
Yeah, early Deoxys, I kind of like to see it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Terra Ground makes a lot of sense here.
For sure.
I mean, you always have to be afraid of discharge.
Yeah, against this team definitely. And obviously Psychoblast, really strong move. It is not fully accurate, as Whiskey now very well knows by this point in the season. And it does lower your special attack, whereas honestly, Ground Terra Blast against this team, pretty fucking solid.
The full-on double switch here is interesting.
Yeah. I guess trying to run out the E-Terrain to some degree. At the very least, the immunity to T-Wave worked pretty nicely.
Yeah, I understand switching out Dio just because it's
for sure.
minus attack now.
For sure. The
And
what was it, the Cobalion?
I mean the double switch worked out well.
Yeah.
I think, but
I can understand wanting another fake out and being terrified of the electric moves at that point, so I do sort of see where it's coming from. So at this point, we do see that, and this is going to be important later, that Blastoise is faster with the fake out, but now it is paralyzed.
Yep.
So that's pretty big. Sucker Punch fails here on the switch, very nice, but doesn't matter. Still going to go down the Golurk on Fort.
Yep.
But
right,
here we
Dio
go.
comes back out. And I mean it's a free Psycho Boost into that slot.
Yes, the Sucker Punch here, I mean, already revealed prior to this, but this, I mean, makes a good showing. So that is an unfortunate miss.
Huge miss.
Yeah. Yeah, Staraptor going down there would have been pretty big. Now the Sucker Puncher is gone, which is pretty nice. At least, I mean, Bundle's down, doesn't even get a chance to Terror or anything, just fucking But now we're down to a 3v2, and as long as
I think the thing is here, you really. I did not like how this end game was played. Deoxys needs to switch here.
yeah, Deoxys needs to leave. Here's the thing, Whiskey. My understanding is Whiskey was under the impression his fake out was faster, right? Because Blastoise has just come in, he can fake out the hands and then kill the hands. The problem being, of course, that it is paralyzed, not realizing that that's going to lower the speed lower than hands, which is going to let hands just get the priority kill on Dio here. So that's really what this came down to. Do you still think, even if it was not paralyzed, the switch was the way to go?
I think it's still the guaranteed play.
Guaranteed, yeah. Because because you switch in. I guess, yeah. With the paralysis, it's always tough because you're always banking on the fact that you're actually going to get to use a move, which is tough. But I don't know what this Blastoise is packing. It's probably primarily a support set, like Fake Out, Follow Me. It might have Ice Beam. If it has Ice Beam, that's going to work really nicely for the Staraptor when you get that. And Staraptor's whole thing is like, what? It's like, I mean, when Curl uses it, it's like Final Gambit or like
I don't think it's Final Gambited at all this season.
I know, but like, I'm pretty sure he runs it every week anyways. The point is, it's like basically always a suicide bomber for the most part. It's either using close combat, or it's using Brave Bird, or it's using Final Gambit for the most part. So yeah, getting Dio out here, I do think had it stayed in, that would have been fine. Of course, Cobalion is gonna be weak to the close combat, so that is unfortunate, I believe. As it stands here, that is gonna do way too much, and this is basically gonna be the loss for Whiskey, unfortunately, because that's dying to a Brave Bird, and you're gonna get CC'd.
Yep.
So that is the match. It goes for the Stone Edge, misses. Unfortunate there. Either way, you weren't winning the match at that point. It really came down to killing one of these two things, and I think aiming for the Staraptor was the better play. Chances, unless.
No, aiming for the Staraptor was the play.
Yeah, I was gonna say
low enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe if he had high horsepower, would have done enough. Obviously, that's a calc at that point. But yeah, unfortunate miss there. It happens. Any sort of thoughts on that endgame besides the Deoxys, or is that mainly what it came down to? You think? Obviously, that's a huge thing to play around every game.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. A lot of people forget that they can switch in the end game, and I don't blame them, because you usually have like 2, maybe 3 Pokemon.
Yeah, and they're usually not full, right? Like usually a switch in a lot of cases means a death. It means you're switching in something to take enough damage that it kills, but sometimes that's enough, right? Like I think we actually saw this. Well, last week we had the issue with the Magnastorm, but again, had the Magnastorm not been there, again with Whiskey, that switch into the Vileplume, just letting it die and bringing Blastoise back in, exact same sort of situation as here, where it's just having that sort of extra turn can mean the difference between a win and a loss.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is going to be it. Let us move into Timer Ball. We've got Lasden versus Diggory TDD. Tell me about these teams.
Dude, look at Great Tusk's little sprite. It's so new.
Yeah, it's true. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Some of the new ones look kind of bad, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's true.
They put their work into it. It's unfortunate that we can't use the new sprites that from the new games.
Yeah. So for this battle, it's kind of an interesting one because there's a whole lot of threat assessment going on in this battle.
Okay.
Diggory is scared of that Tauros.
Yeah, for sure.
It causes issues for him. It's hard for him to hit. Chandelure is carrying prep for it. Great Tusk is carrying prep for it. Electros is extremely offensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on that note, while you were talking about the Tauros, this is, I think, the most brought C tier this season. Is this Tauros? This Tauros has come to every game without fail, and I'm not sure there's another C tier that's done that. It's proving extremely effective.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I think the other Tauros that got dropped in Combat Breed has not seen a game. But this aqua breed, and I think something very similar would be true with what is it, like fire breed? I don't know what it's called. It's something with B, blaze breed or something. Probably, I think these are some really solid C tiers. I think we mentioned that at the beginning of the season, but just worth noting
Yeah.
for next time. These are some really strong C tiers.
Yeah, they're very good.
Anyways,
So Ven kind of has the tried and true lead,
yes,
the double genie.
double genie.
It's always very scary. It's hard for Diggory to prep for because he needs so much to shut down that Tauros.
Yeah,
He's running a lot of prep for Tauros, like Clear Amulet, Great Tusk, like Choppleberry on the Bisharp.
the Bisharp. Yeah, it's pretty big.
And yeah.
Tell me about
So-
tell me about Terra types this match, because I think Terra types in this match ended up being a pretty like big part of things. So going into this sort of loadout, what do you expect? Like, regardless of whether or not you know what they are, you probably do. What are you expecting from this Enamorus and from this Great Tusk?
Great Tusk could really be anything.
Okay.
I feel like looking at an Amorous, I would actually guess. I don't know, maybe Fairy.
Very interesting.
Like go full Fairy.
Mm,
I know that's not what happens. but,
right. Interesting, because I know Diggory was predicting for the Terra type that it ended up being, and I'm just curious
Yeah.
how big of a read that was.
I don't think I would narrow it down to it definitely being Steel, which is what it ends up being.
Mm-hmm. But you think it's a good option anyways?
I think it's a good option anyway, because it still like offensively checks Tusk before Tusk can do anything to it. It makes it very weak to Chandelure, which usually runs Scarf.
Yep.
But again, that's not a huge deal when you pair it with Tornadoes.
Very true. Alrighty, let's hop on into it. Leading here, of course, the Charles Martha lead. This is the go-to, pretty much always. I think maybe there was 1 week where that wasn't the lead, I think against Post. Otherwise, I think that has consistently been the lead. So here we see the Terra Electric.
Yeah, we got 2 electric types on the field.
Really want to take care of these flying types as well as the that Tauros. So the
Throwing
ground,
out the
not gonna
EQ
do
to hit
anything.
no one, and genuinely shocked that kills. Like, holy crap.
Let's go, Electros Gaming. Love that boy. So yeah, we got the clear amulet there. And we see the switch here, which is surprising, right? I think that's pretty surprising.
I think it's not hugely surprising, just because I would be afraid of Tauros going for something that just kind of beats Electros, but
Okay, because I was gonna say that's here we see the Terra Blast, pretty nice Terra Blast there. I was gonna say the Electros was spec'd to beat the Tauros, right?
I think so.
Okay, so it's just I guess the attack lower really made that much of a difference. And now we do see the steal, so that EQ on turn 1 was definitely predicting the Terra, but it is part fighting, so Finny is always a solid option as well, because it's not really hitting a Finny that much.
Yep.
Ice Shark gonna take out here, makes a lot of sense. Springside Storm doing too much damage.
It became single target this
I
turn,
know,
so yeah.
I know, but still, what the fuck? That's a Finny. That's a Finny, please. Alright, well, now the Tailwind has been reversed. Ice Shard's still going to go very quickly, of course, but that is going to let the Moonblast go out, which, honestly, does not do that much.
Yeah, it doesn't do as much as you might think.
Yeah, I mean, I know Finny is generally not offensively spec'd, but, like...
As once again, you get the classic Genie double down.
The classic Genie double down. I guess I was just really
into
surprised.
probably the most terrifying thing that Ven has ever seen on the other side of the
Yeah,
on the other side of the
seriously.
match.
Dude, Heatwave doing nothing.
Yeah, Heatwave does very little to that Pokemon. It has that ability.
Yeah. Luckily, Ironhead
But-
taking it out there.
I mean, Foe's Tailwind, Scarfed,
Yeah.
Chandelure.
That's it. That's game.
Boom.
Like that is absolutely game for the Chandelure. It's
Yeah,
just
mid gaming with the Chandelure was really good.
yeah, smart play there. I was just gonna say, I guess I truly underestimated. Uh, what was I gonna say? I truly underestimated how much bulk uh, Baxcalibur had.
Yeah,
Just
Baxcalibur, I mean,
something
it
to
is an
keep
ice type, but, you know.
Yeah, it is a nice time. I was just surprised how little a Moonblast did that thing. Anyways, that is
Yeah.
going to be the 3-0 for Diggory. Any thoughts on how Game State could have played differently this one? I think, obviously, as you mentioned, the Chandelure really the MVP of this match.
I
With
think
that
the more
scarf.
you talked about it, the more it made less sense to me that Electros left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't done the calcs. I'm sure Diggory has. Diggory puts a lot of prep into these matches. I'm guessing
Yes.
with the attack lower, it just wasn't
It
worthwhile.
was special.
What? Oh, it was. It was discharge. You're right. Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder why. I guess.
Maybe just to avoid finishing off Great Tusk because it had like 7%.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, because it was probably under speeding Tauros. I'm not entirely sure
Definitely.
of that. Yeah, but that would be my guess.
It was definitely under speeding. Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't think it dies to a Great Tusk. Then again, maybe it dies to a Great Tusk plus, or not a Great Tusk. Maybe it dies to a Tauros plus a Springside Storm, which I think at that point in the match, Ven still had Tailwind, so
Yeah.
I can see why preserving the Electros might be nice. That being said, there's
Just
not
in
much
case,
else. Yeah.
Like Tauros leaves again.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because like I don't think Electros was here for anything else. I think it was here primarily for that Tauros.
Yeah.
So when it came out, it's just weird to take it out. But I guess you do have that issue of it leaves and Electros dies to a Springside Storm, then you're a bit up shit creek. But either way,
Yeah.
that is gonna be the match. Honestly, Bisharp putting in a lot of work here, really nice. Alongside the really just a really powerful double down for Diggory.
Yeah, the double down kind of just
Arguably
swung the game entirely in his favor.
arguably an unfortunate double down for Ven there, but it is what it is. That is all we have for this week. Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
What happened to the other 3 matches we were gonna do? Nothing happened to them. They haven't happened yet. Quick ball, they haven't happened yet. Do you have anything else to note on this week that we didn't talk about?
No, we're still waiting to see who is undefeated in Quick.
Oh gosh, Ned.
That's an
the
anticipated
Juice.
match.
Very anticipated. I mean,
Next week in Timer is second versus first place, me versus Post.
oh, fun. Good. We're this season is wrapping up. We just got a few left. Things are getting intense.
Yeah.
So we will catch you here next week to maybe talk about some pretty hype matchups. We probably will because Timer usually gets theirs done pretty quick.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well that is gonna be it, and I am done throwing shade for the next 10 minutes at Quickball not doing their matches on any day besides Sunday. I've been Technovoid, this has been Hamster Wings, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was really late.